wonder what might be wrong. Anybody got any suggestions? If you're talking to us, that's the microphone. Jim, look at the bottom of the screen. There's probably a little arrow that showed your speaker. Curtis or Carmen, do you got any ideas otherwise?
I was looking at the top right, but I'm not the best at technology.
The top right is usually the audio part of it.
Yeah, that's strange.
Well, mine
Well, he
is
could call it in. He could call in.
Yeah. Jim, you got your cell phone handy?
mine is at the top right too, Carmen.
That's your view. That's your camera usually, Eddie.
No, and my speaker, well, it says mute or unmute at the top
Yeah.
corner.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Jim, are you in the same boat?
Yeah, but Ed's mute and unmute is for him to talk, not for him to hear us. He could be on his device itself, could be on mute, perhaps.
But he can't hear us anyway to give him the instructions.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Jim, you can hear us, right? Or no? No, he was just,
You know what? Maybe call him real quick and tell him
Yeah.
to unmute his computer. That's what it's got to be.
let me call him on the other line here. Jim, you don't know his phone number offhand, do you, Eddie or Jimmy?
1-227.
What is it again?
Don't say it. Don't say it on here, please. Don't say it on here. We are live and we are recording.
Okay, can you,
Good catch, Joanne.
Marcia? Can
No,
you,
no, I'm on mute.
Maybe just tell Eddie to call him.
Marcia, oh yeah, Eddie,
Or
that's-
somebody can call.
yeah, please, can you turn the
Number.
speaker off, Eddie, and call him?
Yeah, it's probably you're correct. It's likely his computer that's muted.
There we go.
Hello.
James,
Yes,
can you hear the group?
I cannot hear them.
Can't hear.
I
Can't
can
hear.
hear anybody.
So if you got a top right-hand corner, do you have a mute and unmute button?
Yeah, I unmuted it.
Oh, well, I don't know what the hell I can do then.
Eddie, if he's got a cell phone there, just have him call us on the cell phone so we can work both
He
things.
wants
out.
you to call on your cell phone. What's the number?
It's on the same as you logged into. It's down a little bit
Oh.
further.
You see, you want you to call in, Jimmy.
Okay, I can call. Okay, I'll hang up and call.
Eddie, tell him we can hear him fine. Oh, too late.
Yeah, we can, yeah.
Sorry, I have a little bit of technical difficulties here, everyone. We'll be here with everybody shortly. Carmen, if you didn't have a sore throat, you could sing musical interlude while we're waiting. Jimmy. Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim, there's a number on the email that you logged into as opposed to this number. So if you look down, just where you logged in, just below it, there's
Okay,
a
yeah.
dial by your location. There's a couple Canadian numbers there. See them there?
No, I can't. I've got you on the screen.
Okay, so we can hear you fine. So how about we just go this way then? Just I'll leave this phone open. Can you hear everybody now? Hold on a second. Can you hear everybody now, Jeff?
Testing, Jim. Testing, Jim. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
You hear that now, Jim? Just leave this phone active. We'll just go this way if you're okay with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'd like to call this meeting at, change it to 4:04. Everybody's got the agenda in front of them, so we'd have a mover to vote to accept the adoption of the agenda. Can I have a mover? Eddie, second by Jim, thank you. And next we get down to the adoption of the minutes. Does everybody have to take a look at October 12th and the 15th? If anybody's, unless they have something pulled, we'll adopt all the motions minutes at one time.
Yes, we do that.
So can I have a second, first, somebody to move the motion, please? Cindy, second by Marcia. Thanks, Marcia. So we vote on the motion that's on the floor to accept the October 12th and the 15th minutes. So all in favor? Opposed? So
Yeah.
moved. Thanks, Marcia. So moving along, is there any declarations of pecuniary interest? It doesn't look like there are any, so we'll move forward to number 5. So the reason for this meeting is to review the 2021 gala we just finished back a few weeks back, and just go over what we think we might need to change. If everything was great, just get some feedback from everybody, just see how they think everything went. So, is there any comments? No, everybody thought everything was great. Sounds
Good
good.
job.
You know, I want to go digital.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest thing is Marcia, for next year, instead of selling tickets over the counter, we can move to digital sales, and that way we've got everybody's email address. So when we have to change things or notify anybody that's bought a ticket, or we know who those people that are at the bottom at that time. And Cindy will be disappointed if she won't have to sell tickets anymore, which.
How do you get the money, Timmy?
E-filed right to our account, and
Oh, okay.
e-transfer.
Yeah.
So a lot simpler, a lot easier. And then like the hassle we had this time was reimbursing, and now we had a lot of people get tickets money back, so it was on the honor system, but things went smoothly. So so other than that, Marcia, was there something else you brought up before also, or just the sale of tickets electronically?
No, I thought it was just using electronic just to track people, and you can do refunds so much easier that way. And you can do seat assignments easier that way.
Excellent. So unless anybody's got any questions or any other comments, we'll move on to number 6. Everybody's got a copy of the financial statements I sent with the minutes. Everybody had a chance to look at that?
Yep.
So we ended up with a profit of $213.33 to give back to the city. So the $3,000 seed money that we had to start with, we didn't spend a cent of it. So we came out in the plus. So
Mr.
So that
Chairman,
money is,
just be a second, Jim. Eddie's got a question first. Sorry, Eddie.
Mr. Chairman, I want to congratulate you. You're probably the only chairman that's sent money back to the city in the last 40 years. Good job.
Well, that's my thanks to you all used to. It was great having teamwork for this event. And Curtis will be happy with that also. So, and it was nice to have teamwork. Like everybody chipped in. It was so much easier. And the vibes you got, the results I've heard off the street, everybody thought it was great. Everybody chipping in. You got everybody talking. So I don't know how you guys feel, but I think it gives everybody a sense of being a partnership too in this event rather than somebody taking the reins. So I think it went well. So anything further, Eddie?
No, that was very good. Good.
Thank you. Jim, did you have something to say? Jimmy, were you something you wanted to say, Jim?
no, I was just saying, I was going to say it, that $200, that's above the 3,000.
That's correct. The 3,000 we had the seed money, we didn't spend a cent of it.
Yeah.
So it was all
Great job,
100%
Tim.
profit. Yeah. So we'll send that back. It's just, so if I get a mover for the financial statements, we need a mover a second and get this committee to pass it so we can submit the funds to the city. So
Okay,
if
I'll
I get a
move.
mover, Jim?
Yep.
And the seconder? Cindy? So all in favor to send the city back $213.33. So we get a vote, all in favor? And so moved, 100%. So thank you. And we move on to number 7, a proposal for next year's 2022 ceremony. So first off, I know everybody feels that John Michaels is great, but we should do our due diligence and go out to the streets and see what else is out there again. They went up about $3, which was due to COVID problems, but still, I know everybody feel we should go out again or go back to John Michaels. So can we get some vibes on that?
Timmy,
Yes, Eddie.
what the hell are you worried about the money for? We're sending money back and you're worried about money, you know?
But
So
that was this year, Eddie. We don't know what's going to happen next
Is
year.
that not worth $25 to go to that function?
I think it was though. Does everybody want to stay with John Michaels? I just thought we'd do due diligence and we went out and see what else is out there. But
Well, I think we should go back to John Michaels because there was nothing but high praise for what went on there that night.
which it has been since day one there. Yes, Jim. Can you hear us? Me okay, Jim, or no? Jimmy, are you able to hear everybody, Jim, or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I didn't know whether you were or not. So,
Yeah.
Carmen, do you have something to say also?
Yeah, I agree with Jimmy and Eddie, just because I think the spaciousness of it will allow it to be pulled off successfully in the spring. I think that's a big attribute to it. I don't think any other of the people that you'd have in running or places would be that large a venue. I would not think.
No, we can
Correct
squeeze
me if
almost
I'm wrong.
400 in there, so that makes sense also, Carmen.
But you know, we could have sold what, 280 tickets. Where are you going to put the extra people, Timmy?
Oh,
You know?
Carmen, or Eddie, we go almost 400 on the venue.
Yeah. Well, that would hold 400.
Yeah, there's no place else in town that can even come close to that. You're right, 100% right.
No.
Yeah. Marcia?
I love John Michaels, but I think we should, for full transparency, at least let the other ones put in a bid. I think that's only fair. And as a business owner, I'd like to, not that I can do it, but if I was one of those other business owners who are in Thorold, I think we should still entertain an idea of at least hearing them out. Just my thoughts, just as another business owner, you know.
That does make sense because Club Capri's been after us since the day we left. So I don't know whether they can do anything better or not. The venue was nice there also, but John Michaels was great. So how's everybody
And there's
feeling?
a Michi's also too, right?
Yeah, Michi's taps in at 300 tops, but it is nice if we sell out, put it on the streets, if we sold out, get your tickets next time. So which is another option also. So if somebody want to put forth a motion one way or another. So,
Well, I think John Michael, not because I know them, but I think it would be, we'd have to stop selling tickets if we went to some of the other places at 300 or whatever. I don't, that's my, and I have to agree with Carmen, the spaciousness of it. It was just a great night.
so Marcia, I see where you're coming from. So how about if we get a commitment and see what John Michaels have to offer for next year? Like it was on a whim last time just to throw it all together, which with COVID, so hopefully things will free up. So Eddie, you and Jim okay to go back to John Michaels like you did last time and get some
I mean,
prices?
I think it's the best venue in town.
Okay, so if everybody's in favor, how about if we get a pricing from them, then we can go from there. Is everybody in favor of that?
I have no problem with that.
Okay, so maybe we get a motion from the floor to go back to John Michaels for a costing of it and bring it back to this committee and we can go from there.
Also move.
Sounds good. So we get Eddie was okay. Jimmy moving a second or Eddie. So all
I'll
in
move
favor.
it, yeah.
All in favor. And motion is passed.
Tim,
Yes, Ed. Carmen.
you might want to get a numbers, how many numbers can fit with the whatever COVID protocols in place in the spring.
Right now it's
You know what I mean?
247. We could go with it unless things change, Carmen.
Okay, thank you.
So, and that's everything. Carmen said spring. We had a request for the 2022 ceremony, whether everybody's in favor of what, I want to get your vibe, see what you think. The White Foundation wanted any way possible that we could move it back to maybe early summer, which might not be a bad idea being that we've just had our last event. So usually by this time we've got a lot of nominations. We're starting to kick around who we're going to induct next year. So we've got a little bit of work that we pushed off probably now till after Christmas. So
Why do they want to move it back?
what it is, the two inductees for the scholarships, the two $40,000 scholarship winners, are usually chosen in June when school's towards the end of the school year. So they're hoping they don't have any other venue to hand it out at other than our venue. So how does everybody feel about maybe going back to like early summer?
I got no problem with that. I hate the winter.
You're not the only one. So, how's everybody else feel? Cindy? Cindy, you're on mute. Couldn't hear you, Cindy.
You're on mute.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, speak closer to your speak.
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever. I'm
Okay.
good.
How's everybody else feel? Like we maybe the first week in June or so? That'll give us lots of time to plan. Like I say, once we get everything together after Christmas, we're behind the 8 ball already because we just had our event in October as opposed to last March. Just to give us lots of time to get a decent amount of. Yes, Jim?
Okay, I think June is a far better idea. It's really hard to get pumped back up from the last dinner we just had.
Yes.
And I think in June, if we start out in January, it'll give us, 6 months to get going.
That's right. And hopefully by then, maybe the COVID will be out of the way 100% with any.
Well, make a motion, Jim, and I'll second it.
Okay, I so move.
Okay,
I'll
so
second it.
so what is your motion, Jim? The first week of March or June?
Yeah, first or second week of June, whichever.
So we,
Yeah, don't go too late in June. I feel like people start get really planning
Yes.
for summer and their head goes somewhere different. I would say stay with the first week.
That makes
First
a lot of
week is
sense,
good.
because to go along with that too, we'll be doing the 2021 inductees. So you don't want to go too far, because it'll be in the same
Yeah.
thing, we keep pushing it back, and we get too far away from the year that we're actually inducting the people, so Jim, your motion was the first or second week of June, depending.
First week of June is good.
Okay, so, and Eddie, you second the motion?
Yes, I do, Jimmy.
We put it to the vote, all in favor? That's great. So Eddie and Jim, if we're talking to John Michaels, we get like a Monday, no, Monday or a Wednesday, is that okay with everybody also? Maybe. So anything off a Tuesday night that won't interfere with council? I don't think we need a motion. If you could just get some pricing from, I'm sure John Michaels has a lot of availability on those either night.
Weren't we always Monday nights anyway?
We were, yes. So
I don't.
if you want, that's fine. If we want to stay at the Monday, that worked well for years. So that sounds good. So Jim and Eddie, if we can leave that with you guys to get some pricing from John Michaels. And then we bring it
We'll
back
do anything you say, Timmy.
that way we can bring it back to our next meeting, and then we see, formalize it and see exactly where we're standing. So I think a lot of the halls around town are a little bit of a bind. Their pricing, I'm sure their costing, their supply chain has gone way up. So it'd be interesting to see exactly where we stand. So does anybody else got anything else they want to talk to with respect to the 2022 ceremony, which will be the 2021 inductees? Carmen?
Tim, are you saying the 2021 inductees are going to be for June, the first week of June? We're not going to add any more inductees?
That's the normal, yes. We did the 2019, so 2020 was, we don't have any inductees so far, Carmen, for 2020.
Okay. Yeah, because I want, under open business, I'd like to discuss, I was approached by somebody. Okay, thank you.
So the 2020, we already voted on not having that year. The 2019 is what we did in October. So we did 2021. Yeah, I don't think we want to overlap. It'd be too confusing if we do the 2021 as well as the first part of 2022, which we could, but
Right.
They'd be too confusing. So we get 21 out of the way, then we'll go forward and get back onto reality the way we used to be. So anybody else got anything else they want to discuss with respect to the 2021 gala to be held in June?
Oh, not me.
Everybody's all set, so we're good then. So we'll look forward to get some nominations in there so we get word on the street again. Carmen, would you mind bringing up at your next council meeting about the inductees that will accept them anytime now?
Okay, thank you.
That way we've got a few, but we don't have a heck of a lot, so we're pretty well
Right.
depleted. Yeah.
Okay, and then, okay, thank you.
Thanks. Marcia, do you have something to say?
I just have a question. So just so I'm at it. So we're doing the June one is for 2021, but athlete of the year, team of the year are for what time period?
It usually goes to the calendar year. So
So we're doing January till June, or?
it would be January of 2021 till the end of December 2021. So the
But we
calendar
didn't
year,
have any sports though during that time. Should
Well,
we
that's
not?
the other
Because
thing.
they played sports in 2020. So it's better to get rid of the 2021 athlete of the year than it is to do 2020 because they still had sports in 2020.
so that'd be another option we could look at, because a lot of springtime sports like hockey and so on is winding down before we have our dinner. We didn't have
No,
that.
I'm just thinking like the track people, like they all got cut off. So we're losing a big group of people who weren't able to do their sport, but did do well in like, okay, for instance, team of the year. We don't, you know what I mean? We had a team go to the OMHA championship and want like their co-champions. But that was also just as COVID started. But they never got to be nominated because we didn't have that year.
That's correct, though. But
So I don't know
hockey-
where they would fall.
So we can bring that forward if everybody's okay once we get everything underway. We don't pick the team of the year till one of the latter selections anyway, Marcia. So if we
No.
don't-
I just don't want to miss. I know there's a lot of track stars. There's a girl swimmer that I know of too. And I don't want them to miss out because their sport wasn't happening. That's all.
So maybe we get, Carmen would probably know, what are the sport timelines for spring stuff, Carmen?
Well, you know what I was going to say? I agree with Marcia, but here's what I was going to say. Can't you combine 2020, 2021? know what I'm
I
saying?
like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's, so the predicament
Let
we
all
have
the
is,
nominations go together and then we
'cause
pick
at least-
a winner out of there.
At least everybody would have had a kick at the can per se.
Yes.
You know what
a
I'm
little
saying?
bit different predicament right now because with our dinner used to be in March. We had our choices chose by like January, February. So we've got the first part of the year now. If everybody's in favor, especially like hockey, what is track and field? They won't start till summer, right, Carmen?
Well,
No,
it
we
depends.
already started.
No, the Canada Summer Games are going on next summer, so there won't be anything. They'll be done by then. Yeah, they'll be done way before then, right, Marcia?
No, we do year round. So we do
Okay.
indoor and we do outdoor. So
But-
we start outdoor in March and we go indoor in November.
Right, but we're talking OFSA and SASA, Tim?
So
Yeah,
Asa and Sasa are
Yeah, that
in,
would be by-
that is May.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that'd
be
any
close to
sports,
June.
Carmen. Doesn't matter what sport it is. The higher level of it might be better to qualify than the lower levels, but who
But
knows?
I think as you get to the Canada Summer Games, I think all this stuff will start, you know what I'm saying? I think it'll get done before and then after,
I don't know.
because I don't think it'll overlap with the Summer Games.
Marcia,
I
you go
wouldn't-
summer, do you not? We lost Marcia.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. We lost Cindy. Oh, okay, she's long. So
I think we lost Jim.
if everybody's in favor,
Oh.
why don't we just leave the team and the male and female, which we normally would, till the last selections anyway? And
Okay.
moving to June, it would help the TA also, because prior to this, their banquet was after our dinner. So they
Yep.
could still do their splash if they wanted to at the TA annual banquet, and then do the formal presentation at our dinner in June. So this might
Thank
work.
you.
This might work better all the way around for everybody. So if everybody's in favor, we'll just go forward with that. We'll make our selections in the spring. And then we'll wait till late spring, early summer, just before the banquet, probably a couple weeks before, it gives us lots of time to make the formal decisions on the male, female, and the team of the year. So if everybody's in favor of that, that'd be great. So anything else, anybody else want to say about the dinner coming up in June?
No.
Perfect. So Carmen, if you wouldn't mind, like you say, publicize that. And Joanne, can you put on the city website also for us?
Yes, I can do that once Carmen brings it up to council.
Perfect.
I'll make a statement next Tuesday.
Excellent. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I guess we could combine 7 and 8. That's a round table. So if anybody else has got anything else they want to talk about for past dinner or future? Carmen.
Tim, are we able to bring up possible nominations? Because someone contacted me, I thought would be it's a great find that I can't believe he's not already on, but I don't know if we're supposed to do that with Bernard present or live streaming. That's the only thing.
Now, if you could
That would
have,
have to be in a closed session.
yes, please. So if you could just have them send in the application. There's a lot of them out there. So let's get them on paper and get the applications.
You know what? I wouldn't mind discussing it in a closed session just because I haven't received it yet, but I couldn't believe the person that contacted me was not a part of the wall already.
Okay. do
But it's
wanna
up
go
to
in-
you. I'll leave it up to you.
You want to go in camera now? We can do it if you like, Carmen, or wait till we get the nominations in.
Well, we can.
No, we
if you
can't go
unless
in
you wanna do
camera
it-
today. It has to be on the agenda, so it has
Oh,
to be the
correct.
next meeting.
Also, yes. But Carmen, if you
Okay.
want to talk in the meantime, yeah. We're going to talk, we're glad to talk you over and get the application either way. Get it
Yeah, I'll
formalized
get
either
it.
way.
I'll get an application, but the irony is the person that reached out to me didn't call me for himself. So it was kind of ironic. And I assumed the person was on it and I was shocked.
Oh, if
to
you want
say
to
the
email me, have you checked the list to see where they are or not, Carmen?
Oh, they're not. I asked him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
So,
100% not.
so that'd be the case.
Hasn't been recognized.
It looks like a chance for 2 applications if that's the case. Whoever he
Right.
called for as well as himself.
Correct.
Sounds good. Thank you. Cindy, do you have something you want to?
Yeah, just on that, Carmen, we've been battling with that issue from people for years on this committee. And, sorry if you can't hear me.
No, we're good.
We've been battling with this for years, this kind of issue. And the problem is that people don't understand we have to have the paper application. We can't consider it. It's not there if the application isn't there. And I think even the people that want to nominate don't understand that it's up to them to fill out the application as the nominee. You see what I'm saying? So people, it's not a word of mouth thing. It's the nominee has to fill out the application and give it to us. And then we go from there with it.
Let's
Right, and-
formalize it. We got something to work with, Carmen. I said,
Ed,
Yeah, I did mention it to him. Yes, I did.
because
So I haven't received anything yet because I didn't give them a timeline. So
Yeah.
I will give them a timeline and just tell them ASAP.
and the other thing is a really detailed, clear,
resume. Yes.
the detail is really important too, right? Because when we're
Yes.
looking at that, we have to,
And
figure out.
one more thing you just mentioned also, Carmen. What do we want to set as a deadline for the applications now? Because that'll change part of normal protocol.
Well, how many months do you wait? Just do the same as you're doing always.
Yeah, we could probably set, how about the end of March? Does that work for everybody?
Yeah, I was gonna say March, and then for the other ones that we can't select, like you said, till their seasons are over or the track season's over, then we can hold off on some, but I think a major part of them, we get them by March.
Yeah, because the last three we're talking about, Carmen, that's usually flexible anyway, because we choose them.
Right.
Then we don't have to have a formal application like Cindy was saying that sent to us. So, but to be open and transparent, have them get the application so we know what we work with. And
Right.
then we go from there. The more we've got, the easier it'll be for us, hopefully. Marcia, did you
And
have
then
something you
Tim-
want to say? Sorry,
Oh,
Carmen.
sorry.
Sorry,
No,
Carmen.
No, go ahead.
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, a lot that have been put on the back burner the last few years. Are we gonna still have a chance to look at a copy of theirs?
We have a 5-year commitment now, so they stay on file for 5 years. So
Okay.
sometime over the next month or so, I'll get the binder out to everybody with an update of who we got hanging around.
Okay, thank you.
Curtis, you have something to say?
Yeah, can I suggest that we put a copy of the application form online on the website? That way.
It's
people
already
can
on
print
the
it.
city website now with on the
Is
road
it?
enforcement, yes. But you say the deadline, the timelines are changed because it used to be October. But it's already on, I believe if you look at the Carmen's committees, it's there. And Joanne, is it someplace else also, or do you have to go through Carmen?
I didn't know it was still on the website. I thought it was off once the inductees were closed.
No, if you go through Carmen's committees, it'll show up.
Okay, I can also put in the news section too, when it's
And then-
open and then it's out front, and then I can also place it on our social media, so then it's out front as well.
That's perfect. Carmen?
And then, Tim, I think you might as well pick a date right now then, so that we can have all the information available right away. Like if you want to say March 31st or March 1st or whatever you want to pick, but
March 31st work for everybody?
Okay with me.
Sounds good. And Bernard, once we get this formalized, it gets back approved by the city, can the touch base with you, maybe get it in the paper also?
Of course.
Perfect. Sounds good. Bernard, is anything else you wanted to ask any of the committee about? Because you're new and nice that you have the Thorold News here, which is great. Is there anything you wanted to ask the committee? or-
This was very informative for me. Was checking and seeing what you guys were up to, and I'm good. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. So that being the case, it looks like we're pretty well finished here today. The next meeting, is everybody okay for a Monday, the first Monday after New Year's? Does that work for everybody?
Sound good.
Where did Eddie go? I think he's okay for Mondays. I don't know.
Tim, what's the date of that?
Maybe we're gonna go to second Monday. We're too close to.
The 10th, the second Monday would be the 10th.
We might still be recovering, Tim.
Pardon me? What's that, Carmen? You're on mute
We
again,
might
Carmen.
still be recovering from New Year's. Just
I know,
kidding.
you'll be, well, okay by then, Carmen. What do you mean? So Eddie, you don't have any problem with Monday nights at 4 o'clock, do you?
No, I
How
don't.
about Eddie?
Oh.
Eddie, can you hear me?
Yeah,
You don't have any problem with work at 4 o'clock on a Monday nights, do you?
no.
Marcia, are you okay with that also? Cindy, you're past the month end?
It's too soon to know. I have to wait for schedules and game times and stuff. So
Okay.
I
so we
can't,
ten-
it's too far away from me.
Okay, so we tentatively set up for January the 10th at 4 p.m. in the afternoon? Perfect. So,
January the 10th?
yes. Then we'll know if
Tim,
Jim and Eddie can find out from John Michaels prior to that, it'd be great.
The only trouble is, you're asking us to get a price, but then, like, if you go to the Club Capri, they can't put 300 in it, I don't think.
Well, let's
And,
get a price if I don't think this
If
will be a
they're
case. but-
dollars, if they're $2 cheaper, are you gonna cut the people to accommodate that?
No, like I say, just get a vague idea of what we're looking at, Eddie. Like we know what their accommodations and the place is great. It's just to see if we're still in line with what we were this year.
Yeah, but you don't follow me. Suppose we can get 400 people, and we could have got 400 people this year. If you're at a smaller venue, you got to reduce down to their capacity.
But would it bother anybody if we cut the limit at 300 and like I say, it's a hassle towards the end? If we say we're sold out with 300 people, I think it'd be great, but if everybody feels that you should go the maximum we can get in any facility in Thorold.
Well, you're the one that mentioned we could have got 400 this
Oh,
year.
no,
Didn't you?
yeah. No doubt about it. Just saying that's what they will hold. And they say the big venue is fantastic, but. Marcia, do you have something you want to say, Marcia?
Yes, could we also maybe inquire about different menu options and the
Yeah.
pricing of the menu? I mean, Durham, I think we undervalue what people are willing to pay to come to this event. And for $5 more, we might get a different meal.
Yeah.
Just to change it up. It doesn't cost us anything to inquire. You know what I mean?
So Eddie and Jim,
So-
if that's the case, could you find that out also? Like the first time we went up there, it was fantastic. We had tons of extra food. Like we're aware that it's going to cost us more, but that's another thing maybe we can kick around also in January. So Carmen?
Well, here's what we'll do, Jimmy. We'll just go to those venues and say, what's your capacity and what's your prices?
Perfect. Excellent. And can you get some options on menus also rather than just the pasta?
And we say, what can we, if we increase it by $5, what do we get? What's the tops you want to spend though?
I don't know. We've always said 20. We've never discussed it, Eddie.
Oh, don't give me that $20 stuff. That's
No,
not
I'm just
even.
saying, it's the same. We've
that's
always
not-
had it, but
That's not
we
even-
realize that we have to bump it up because in the past, the $14, $15.
I just spent $25 on McDonald's.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right.
I
And you know
mean-
what, Tim? That's not even a good tip at the piano player.
So Eddie, you and Jim, if you can find out what menus and what costs and different options, and we can go from there. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah. Oh, we
That
don't
way
have
we
no
would
problem
get-
doing it, but $20, like you
It's
just said,
understandable we're gonna have to bump it this year anyway, because even at $17, I think we made about $1.25 profit, which normally would go towards the plaques, help out with the plaques and trophies. So if both of you can find out exactly what kind of menus we're looking at, cost and numbers, that'd be great. All set?
Yep.
Thanks. Carmen, do you have something else you want to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I agree with what Marcia originally said. We should do our due diligence and get a price from all the big venues in Thorold, just to be fair. But to me, with COVID going to be, hopefully it's on the downslide by then. I think the spaciousness, to me, I would rather pay more for spaciousness than, you know what I'm saying? That's why I like John Michaels. But, you know, like Marcia said, it's fair to get everybody, get the Club Capri, Amici's, whoever else fits the bill that can hold a function like that. You see what I'm saying? Just so we have everything in front of us and then everybody can decide.
And that way we're not offending anybody that's a
Yeah,
retail in town
yes,
also.
100%.
So Jim and Eddie, if you mind doing that, it'd be appreciated.
but we haven't come up with a top yet. What is tops? $25?
Once you get what they offer, like somewhere in that ballpark, Eddie, then we can go from there. It's kind of
Yeah,
vague, I know.
Eddie, go top 30. Eddie, go see what they do for 30 and under.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know
that's
what, Marcia? Marcia, you're right. You can't even buy a Big Mac for $30 anymore.
No, a Happy Meal costs $15. Like a meal for my son cost me $15
Yeah,
Marcia,
for
that's not
fries and
very
a
high.
hamburger and a drink.
that's right, Marcia. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, just if you can leave that with you guys, that'd be great. So maybe everything under 30.
Yeah.
then we got
Eddie,
the
don't
different
call McDonald's though.
No, don't
Well-
go there.
You don't know what's in it.
And, yeah, we're streamed live here, guys. Don't say too much. So, okay, so unless anybody's got anything else we want to discuss, we'll see you back the first week of January. Everybody have a great Christmas and New Year's.
Nice to see everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
God bless, guys.